So let's go into this. The first house and the first card that came out here is the Ace of Pentacles. The first house deals with the, traditionally it's the rising sign or the ascendant. And by the way, it would be also meaningful if you guys can also watch your rising sign. So I would say, you know, start with the rising sign, then the sun sign, then the moon sign, mainly because this is going to reflect, you know, the rising sign as well. But the sun in rising is still applicable, and then the moon sign. So first of all, with the first house basically represents the face, the image that you present to the world. And it's also, you know, the way that the energy that you carry into this month with you, and the way that other people see you. It's it might not be like a true reflection of, you know, how you feel about yourself, but it's definitely the way that people see you. With the Ace of Pentacles, this is a very, very, very good card, specifically because you are an earth sign. So this is pretty much stating that you are in your element, okay? You're starting to build up something of value from scratch. You are somebody that is very diligent. You're not afraid to get your hands dirty in order to build something of value. And we're not just talking, you know, material wealth. We're talking about building something that can stand the test of time. This is a very, very practical minded type of a card, mainly because of the Suit of Pentacles. A lot of you might have simply started a new job, and, you know, things have stabilized. And so right now you are actually, you know, starting the progress or starting to progress with the new job, starting to have a little bit of extra money, disposable income as a result of some new endeavor. And so this is a card that indicates abundance, okay? Somebody that has, who's sensible with money, but they also have quite a bit of money stored up or saved up, and they're not dealing with any type of financial hardships, okay? And this is the way that people see you, and this is the way, the energy that you bring to the table coming into January. The second house deals with your finances and your values. So let's talk about your financial situation. I feel that some of you might have two sources of income. You're doing one thing, which might be like a main job, because Virgos are typically great at doing that 9 to 5, working behind the scenes, and, you know, not asking for much and not demanding too much. I feel that a lot of you are doing like a main 9 to 5, and then you have some other side gigs, side projects that you're handling as well. And, you know, the money from that side gig and side project, I feel like it's not enough to quit your main job and to focus on that exclusively. I feel that you have two jobs, you're juggling two things, and I do sense as well you're trying to get your bearing, you're trying to get your balance, okay? As it pertains to also your money situation, this is a card about juggling finances, juggling bills, juggling, you know, responsibilities on the practical front. I feel that time and things like that is going to be very short this month. So I do sense that some of you who might have started a new job, you're trying to get your bearing and you're trying to get things in order, okay? So be careful about, you know, overspending. This is like anticipating some big financial windfall that's going to come through for you. And then you spend whatever you project that you're going to get, or you're going to earn, or you're going to receive. And then, you know, finding out that you're going to be a little bit short. So be careful as you proceed through this month. For those of you who are in the US and you are filing taxes, for example, anticipating that you're going to get, you know, some big major tax return, and so you're already spending that money ahead of time. Just be careful about that, okay? Be careful about the tendency to do that if that's something you're dealing with. As it relates to your value system, the Two of Pentacles basically means going back and forth, not being really sure about where we stand when it comes to defending our values, or, you know, I want to say like where we stand when it comes to like what we really believe in. So this is like oscillating back and forth on the one hand, on the other hand. And I'm inclined to say Libra. Some of you, you know, like you're taking on more of the Libran traits where you're kind of like not really sure, and you're still open to the alternate discourse. You're open to to hear the other side of the story. So I feel like your opinions have not been formed yet. And on top of that, what it's saying for you for this month is I feel that it is really important for you to be very, very firm in your stance, in the things that you believe in, and hold very, very close to your values, because there will be situations and people that come through and they challenge your value system. Okay, they could push boundaries, or they can provide an alternative like way of looking at a situation that will really broaden your mind. But because I feel this is, you're an earth sign, this is the suit of you, it would be really, really important for you not to lose yourself and to hold very, very tightly to your values and not be persuaded unless the other person has a valid argument. So don't be persuaded by somebody who is intelligent or who can, dish out a shiny new argument. Just make sure that the logic is foolproof, first of all, before you bandwagon. Okay, so that's just something to keep in mind about. Okay, and I feel like some of you might be born on the Virgo Libra cusp, and so this energy is becoming more prominent. The third house deals with siblings, and it also deals with communication. In terms of your communication, once again, we do have the devil, and the devil's in the reverse position. And both of these cards indicate to me as well, wanting, I feel like when it comes to your communication, you are a little bit stealthy. It's almost like playing devil's advocate. It's almost like wanting to communicate in a way so that it allows other people to expand their critical thinking skills. So you're playing both sides, and you're allowing somebody to kind of like, be open-minded, or to find a different way of looking at a situation. For example, I feel like a lot of you might be in some type of a supervisory, managerial type of a position, right? And you're dealing with somebody who's not really capable of what they're doing. So they're coming to you constantly, all the time, asking questions. And rather than just telling them what they should do, you want them to be able to think logically what the steps are that they need to do in order to know what they're supposed to do, so that they don't come to you again in the future. So it's kind of like through the whole process of leading them on and allowing them an opportunity to think critically for themselves, I feel that you're gonna have to like kind of push them along, nudge them along. You might have to play devil's advocate, playing both sides, so that they refine their own stance and their own critical thinking capabilities. So I feel like communication is going to be it's going to be directed towards a lot of problem solving. And then I feel that a lot of you, with the devil in the reverse, this is a card about restriction. This is a card about like ways of doing, ways of thinking as well, that might be energetically or even spiritually restricted. So when it's in the reverse position, it basically means, letting go of our prejudices, letting go of our preconceived notion in order to communicate in a way that is a little bit more inclusive. So this is a very, very good card overall as it deals with your communication. Okay. I feel as well as it relates to like, your third house, which is siblings. With the devil card in the reverse position, I feel very, very strongly there might be demands, obligations coming through from a sibling that might have been very, very restrictive to your lifestyle. So for example, I feel that a lot of you grow up in an environment, if you have siblings to begin with, and siblings can be, step siblings as well, adopted siblings and things like that. It doesn't have to be biological, but whoever it is that you consider your sibling. With the devil, I feel that, it's generally considered somebody who makes bad decisions, who might be stuck in toxic relationships, who might be spinning their wheels, trying to find, healthy relationships to be in. And with the devil in the reverse, it basically means they are overcoming all of these challenges in their own life. And as a result of it, they're not going to be so burdensome for you anymore. The devil also indicates some type of like a karmic bond with siblings, where one person, it's like, you're both siblings. You're supposed to be on equal footing. But with the devil, It basically means karmic ties that might not be entirely easy to deal with. And it relates to like one sibling having to play the parental figure to the other sibling, either teaching them or having to physically take care of them. And I feel that, this is something that has happened in the past. And so it's coming to an end sometime for this month, okay? And it sounds very drastic, but I feel that either you are releasing, you cannot you can no longer invest yourself to be connected to them anymore, or there has been some type of a change around in their psyche where they are able to, take ownership of their own life. So you're not going to need to be there to constantly play the parental figure. So they can pretty much learn how to self-monitor and they're okay. It's a positive card, and if it's going to come out, it's best in the reverse position. So the fourth house deals with the mother as well as the family, the childhood, the family that you grew up in, as well as the family that you're creating for yourself, or the family that you have created for yourself already right now. So let me talk about the mother figure first. The Ten of Pentacles is, first of all, it's generational wealth, and it deals with value system as well. So what I feel is, from the maternal side of the family, there was a lot of family like inputs. It seems to me like the mother, your mother, or the person that you consider to be your mother. It could even be your grandmother, but whoever raised you and whoever you consider to be your mother. The environment that she grew up in, it seemed like they had a very big family. A lot of, you probably had a lot of aunts, a lot of uncles, a lot of cousins and things like that. It seems like a house with many, many offsprings, and one of the offsprings happens to be your mother. What they're also saying is there's a lot of support, like monetary support, financial support coming through from the mother's side of the family as well to the mother. There might have been a lot of wealth. There might have been a lot of, they're saying refinement. So this is a very cultured household. And I feel that it's not an emotional household. Like the people, the members of the family, they're not, dripping with love and affection. They care. But I feel that they tend to be a little bit more status conscious, and they tend to be a little bit more a little bit too wrapped up in money, finances, as well as reputation. So it's neither good or bad, but I feel like that's the household environment that the mother grew up in, okay? And so what it does too is it creates somebody who has a similar disposition, somebody who might be, very, very finance driven. She might have been very careful with money. She might have been like she might have grown up in an environment as well where she values status, she values like material things. So I feel like that's what we're dealing with here. And some of you, there might be some conflict of interest overall. But the household environment as well that you grew up in, there seems to me to be, this is the childhood home that you grew up in. It seems to me as if there might have been a very, very small space. And this is you I'm speaking about now, no longer the mother. There might have been like a very small confined space, a lot of clutter, a lot of things within the household. And there might have been, like small space, confined spaces with a lot of people as well. And it felt almost as if there is a lack of privacy. It felt almost as if the household environment, there's a lot of generations living in it. So grandmothers, mothers, and daughters, and it can be for males too, like grandfathers, fathers, and mothers. So there is a sense of like having respect for hierarchy, having respect for your elders, and having, this sense of that whole traditional extended family type of environment where people really revere their elders, and they really have love and respect for their parents. So this is the household that you grew up in. And so I feel like it's forming your value system as we progress into this year. So this is the environment that you grew up in. And as a result of it, I feel that you are questioning the values that was in place when you were young, and you're also trying to create your own value system so that you can pass down to your children. So you're picking and choosing generational values and to see what's still applicable and to see what's really important enough for you to pass down to your own children, okay? As it relates to the family unit that you have right now, the family that you have formed for yourself or you're currently in, this is the Ten of Pentacles, basically indicates a lot of abundance. And I feel that you're in a position where, you know, you can afford nice things and not just random knickknacks, but this is like investing in pieces of furniture, investing in artwork, investing in like home decor that has a lot of value. And that is that has a big sense of like quality over quantity. So I do feel financial abundance in the household. There's always food available. No one is starving. And it seems a little bit congested and a little bit crowded, but I do sense that it feels very homey. Like it feels like a home rather than just an empty, sterile household. So it feels very warm and loving and caring. Now, in terms of your fifth house, the fifth house deals with creativity, recreation, fun, the things that you do in order to seek, you know, self-enjoyment. And it also deals with children as well. With the Queen of Wands in the reverse position, I feel that a lot of you are not going out as much, okay? So this is the card about somebody who is, he or she is very, very popular, very well liked, and, you know, life of the party, and a little bit flirtatious as well. When it shows up in the reverse position, it's you know, this energy being a little bit tempered is what I would say. So it basically means, you know, not really reaching out to networks of friends and your social circle in order to go out. I feel that you might be a little bit of a homebody sometime for this month, mainly because you enjoy the comfort of home, you enjoy the stability of it. And I feel that overall you're either entertaining guests at home and you're not going out as much. What I also feel is there might be parental responsibilities within your household for whatever reason. There are parental responsibilities. Either you are taking care of your own children, and so you're not able to go out as much as you used to. Okay? As it relates to the fifth house, it also indicates as well, you know, the people that you are romantically drawn to, just the people that you have an affinity to. There might be a fire sign in your recreation environment. So this might be somebody that you're talking to, not dating just yet. This might be somebody that you're interested in. And this might be somebody that you like, and you might even be going out with them a lot. And it's showing up here as the Queen of Wands, which is a fire sign. A Sagittarius, an Aries, or a Leo, a sun, moon, or rising, male or female. And this is somebody that I feel, on the one hand, they are kind of like the life of the party. But on the negative manifestation of this card, they are somebody that is a little bit like too wrapped up in their own problems, okay? They're a little bit too they're dealing with their own emotion, like inner turmoil. They're dealing with things in their own lives. And so I feel that you can't really rely on them to be that, you know, I guess like that shoulder to lean on. So you can't rely on them to be there if you need to vent. So I feel like they're a little bit too wrapped up in things that are going wrong in their own life, and they might need you to be there for emotional support. This is also indicative of somebody who's very, very like, they're very passionate, very sexually exciting, but their energy is very, very inconsistent. So it's like, you know, they're changeable. And they might be prone to, you know, mood swings. They might be prone to like outbursts is what I'm feeling. It's not like indicative of all fire signs, but this is just to remind you that the person, if this sounds familiar, this person might be a little bit difficult to contend with for this month. And they're going to need a lot of ego stroking. They're going to need a lot of compliments. They're going to need a lot of reassurance. Okay. And verbal reassurance and things like that would actually go a long way with this fire energy. Now, as it relates to, in terms of we're moving on to the sixth house. The sixth house deals with work, it deals with health, and it deals with your daily routine. We have here the Ten of Swords. So a lot of you have literally just recovered from a cold. And then a lot of you have just recovered from surgery and you're feeling a lot better. You might have taken some time off, recover from some type of a major procedure. You're starting work again, and so you're sorting out your financial situation. So it could be as simple as that. What it also shows up as here with the Ten of Swords is in terms of your daily routine. We might have had a situation where, you know, the house was a little bit messy and you were very busy, or you might have been under the weather. The house was getting a little bit messy. The dishes were piling up and, you know, like the ants started crawling in. So that's worst case scenario. That's what I'm sensing. So there might have been something with your routine where you felt like you did not have enough time to take care of practical responsibilities. And so coming into this month, the worst of it is over. They're saying the worst of it is over. And on top of that, you know, it's the time of Capricorn, a fellow earth sign. So it's going to, you know, the sun is in Capricorn. So that's going to trine your sun as well, creating a very harmonious aspect. And Capricorn deals with structure. It deals with like, you know, organization as well. And, you know, naturally, you're very, very good at organizations. But more so than ever, the beginning of this month in January, I feel that you're going to whip your environment into shape. You're going to get some things like dust off, you know, the shelves, start doing the dishes, and, you know, get back into a normal routine. And in order to have like a more regular schedule as it relates to work, as it relates to recreation, as it relates to like, you know, just the everyday maintenance that we have to do in order to sustain our living environment and our living conditions. So I feel like the worst of it is over. And I feel that as well, you are getting things back into a routine. You're getting things back on track. Okay, so it looks very, very good. As it relates to your work environment, this is also a very, very good card. And, you know, if it's going to come out at all, it's best in the reverse position. Because what I'm sensing here is that